What is happening, fellow Cobras? Welcome back to Strike First Media. And today I got a very special video in store for you, as I'm going to be doing a complete full breakdown of the Cobra Kai Season 4 Tudum teaser that we just got. If this is your first time with us and you love Cobra Kai and KarateKid, consider joining our dojo today by hitting the red subscribe button below and turning on all notifications so you don't miss anything. And there is so much to unpack in just this 1 minute teaser, so without further ado, let's jump right in and break this sucker down frame by frame. So the teaser starts off pretty much exactly where we left off in the Season 3 finale. We get an overcast of the San Fernando Valley and a cut to the two dojos for their very first class together. And it starts off with a speech from Daniel saying most of us were once enemies, but rivalries don't have to last forever, and he looks immediately at Johnny. It then cuts to Daniel and Sam sparring. You can see the Eagle Fang students in the background and Johnny observing as well. And what I'm thinking is that this is Daniel's demonstration of defense and the type of things they'll be learning from him to better defend themselves. And the same thing happens, you'll notice, in the next scene when we see Johnny and Miguel sparring. And just like Sam and Daniel, I'm thinking this may be a demonstration of some sort as far as what the Miyagi-Dos can expect to learn from Johnny's lessons. You can also see that Miguel's shirt has an eagle on it. I'm not really sure if that's just a normal American Eagle brand t-shirt, but it could be an upgrade for merch of the Eagle Fang brand. And then we cut inside the Miyagi-Do dojo indoors, where we see some form of meditation that Daniel is orchestrating for all students, as we see Mitch and a few background Eagle Fang students. And what I really can't wait for is to see Johnny's reaction to this, because we all know how Johnny feels about meditation.
Screw that lame meditation bullshit. What you need is bone crunching, face smashing, good old American karate.
The next thing we see is Tori viciously striking the Bob punching bag. Not really a lot to say about this, except is that she's going to be as vicious as ever, as we've seen her in the past seasons, which we already kind of knew. We then continue on to stay in the Cobra Kai dojo when we see Kyler flip a student in a sparring session, and we see him whip both of his arms back like he did when he beat Mitch back in Season 3 when he was testing to get into the Cobra Kai dojo. Just from this shot, I can already tell that we're going to see a major improvement as far as fighting goes from Kyler as a whole. And directly following Kyler, we get a shot of the full Cobra Kai dojo of students, and what's important to note is that we see some familiar faces in this bunch, like Kyler and Big Red and maybe a few others, but there are many new students as well. And it's important to note that Tori's no longer the only girl in the Cobra Kai class anymore, which is a good sign. But what I find odd is that in this shot there is no sign at all of Tori and Robbie, so I wonder where they could be. We then cut to the back of the Cobra Kai dojo where we see Kreese talking to Robbie, maybe about a game plan to recruit Sean or some other new students. It's also very interesting to point out that Robbie now has a scar on his forehead, which is likely from hitting the locker head on when he fought Johnny. So this also teases the comparison to Anakin Skywalker. If you're a fan of both Cobra Kai and Star Wars like myself and Jacob, the Chosen One, then you'll know already that Robbie and Anakin already have very similar character arcs, and now they also have another similarity in the form of physical traits, in that Robbie and Anakin both have scars on their faces from fighting. The teaser then cuts to show the badass King Cobra himself, John Kreese. His hair is all slicked back and everything, and looking like he's ready for action. Cut back to the Miyagi-Do dojo, and Daniel's continuing to give his speech, and he says that there's only one way that they're going to be able to beat Cobra Kai, and then Johnny instantly cuts him off by saying, by kicking their asses so hard that they shit themselves. And what's both interesting and funny about this is seeing Daniel's reaction, and it also teases the problems the two dojos will have against one another because their styles and philosophies are so far apart. We then cut to see the reactions of all the students hearing this, and I know this is supposed to be taking place right after Season 3, but there are a lot of subtle differences. The cast definitely looks a little bit older, but they did do a good job in making it look as close as they could to right after Season 3. Now the next scene we see is probably the funniest part in this entire teaser, and it's when Johnny throws the water bottle at Dimitri. And this is something I'd been wondering about if it was going to happen, and that is if Dimitri and Johnny were going to have some sort of beef this year. And it seems like I've gotten my answer. Maybe Dimitri says some sarcastic, snide comment after Johnny says something, and Johnny's had just about enough of it and just throws the water bottle at him. And what adds to the humor is that we see Mitch laughing because he approves of this, and we then see Chris looking down as if he's questioning if this team up will even work at all. So as we move on, we continue to see Daniel and Johnny contradicting and cutting each other off, as Daniel wants to fight back peacefully as possible, while Johnny wants to fight aggressively and strike first. And as Johnny mentions that they need to bite first, we then hear a crunch of an apple as Kreese takes a bite out of one, as he runs into Amanda for the first time since she slapped him in Season 3. which is very, very interesting because Kreese is looking very cocky and Amanda looks angry and scared. And by looking at their surroundings, I'm guessing that they're in some sort of supermarket, but I could be wrong because there's been past instances where people have predicted where people actually are, but it's been like somewhere completely different that we never would have even guessed. But we'll just have to wait and see as far as that goes. But now, okay, I take it back. The next scene is probably the absolute funniest in the entire teaser as we see Johnny attempting to do the crane kick. Yes, the crane kick. I don't think I would have ever thought I would be saying those words out loud, but yes, we see Johnny doing the crane kick. And if you look around, you see a majority of the students laughing along with Johnny. And Daniel seems to have had enough of it. Like he seems so fed up because he drops those pads that he's holding so aggressively and he looks like he's walking out in disgust. And next, we're now going back to the Cobra Kai dojo once again, where we see Tori and Robbie together for the first time in class as teammates, and she gives them a look as if she's like a little bit concerned. So I really don't know what that's about, considering they're supposed to be on like the same team, fighting for the same goals, same thing. So I'm really like, that's got me not worried, but like I'm a little concerned as to what's happening inside the Cobra Kai dojo to make Tori give Robbie the look like, are you okay with this? So, I don't know, man. Guess we'll see. After that, we then get the shot of Daniel and Johnny fist bumping like we saw in the last trailer. And then we get probably the most speculated shot among all of us as fans, and that's the scuffle between Hawk and new character Kenny. Now, there isn't much context and nuance here, as Jacob would say, mostly because of how new the character of Kenny is, and it's also unknown what direction the character of Hawk will go. But the important thing to look at here is not the two of the characters and what they're doing, it's what shirt that Kenny is wearing. And I'm not sure about you guys, but it looks an awful lot like the Cobra Kai logo snake on Kenny's shirt. I mean, the colors are there. The look is there. I mean, it's got everything that points to it being the Cobra Kai logo. And I think it makes a lot of sense that Kenny will be in Cobra Kai, as it's been actually teased in the last teaser that he will be joining Kreese, because you can see when it shows like from like an aerial view of the dojo and it shows like some of the dojo members fighting, you can actually see what looks to be like Kenny's foot sticking out like he's laying on the ground. So I think it heavily teases that Kenny's going to be in Cobra Kai. And now the next one is yet another very interesting shot as we see Robbie dancing with who I'm guessing is Tori, but we don't know for sure because we don't see the woman's or the girl's face that he's dancing with. But what I'm thinking is that this is a popular idea of a prom scene in season 4, and I'm thinking if Robbie and Tori are attending this prom, that this must mean that they've been re-enrolled back into school, probably, likely with the help of Terry Silver. We then move to a scene of Carmen and Johnny. It's pretty obvious they're about to lean in for a kiss, but the only thing I could think of that's going on in this scene is that Johnny finally tells her that he loves her and that he's ready to be together with her. It could even be that they have finally told Miguel about their relationship and he now approves of it, which is why they might be so happy. So that could be very interesting as well, because we don't know how Miguel is going to take how he's going to react to Johnny and his mother being like his sensei and his mother having a intimate relationship with each other. That's going to be very interesting to see how he takes that. But I'm hoping he doesn't have a problem with it, because I mean, Johnny's like his dad already, so why would he have a problem with it? Now, this next one raised my eyebrows quite a bit. It's probably the most out of left field shot that I was literally caught off guard by. And that is that we see Tori in some sort of bikini, some bra bikini top looking thing. And the only thing that I could get out of it is that she's attempting to embarrass Sam in front of everyone at the prom. But I could be totally wrong here. I mean, I don't think that would be like okay at like to wear at a school event. So that's literally all I got for that. I don't think people are gonna have much success trying to predict that scene. But once again, we'll just have to wait and see how this unfolds. Now, in my opinion, these next few scenes are probably the best parts of the entire teaser, because we cut to Daniel and Johnny at the warehouse that we see Johnny breaking those cement blocks in the previous teaser. It looked like an abandoned warehouse. It looked like he was there all by himself, but I don't think he was, because we see Daniel climbing a metal chain for some reason. And we do see Johnny watching in the distance. So what I'm thinking is that this is some sort of test to test Daniel's strength of some sorts, because we then see the roles like reversed. Once again, when we see Daniel has Johnny on the wheel, learning probably the wheel technique to test his sense of balance, which I find like that's intriguing and hilarious at the same time, because I said this in the reaction stream for the teaser in TCK's stream, that it looks like Johnny's doing some sort of very cheesy ballet. Like, these scenes between Daniel and Johnny, especially when Johnny's learning everything about Miyagi-Do and like the balance and the meditating and stuff, it's just gonna be some of the best stuff we've seen from them too in terms of comedy. Like, it's gonna be towards the top of the list as far as that's concerned. Now this is a weird one too. We get another training scene where we're in some sort of gymnasium where we see a girl. It could be Sam, but I'm not sure. This girl's doing some sort of insane backhand springs, flippy dippy do on the mat. And if you look in the background, you obviously see Johnny. This could be some sort of scenario where, what I think, it's like if it's Johnny taking Sam for some special training, then Daniel is likely taking Miguel for some sort of like special training. So like, you take my best student, I'll take your best student. And this could then explain, if Sam goes with Johnny, this could explain that if it's Sam jumping from those rooftops, rooftop to rooftop, this would explain that it's Sam jumping from the rooftops if this is her doing those flips. But to be honest, I don't think it looks a lot like Sam. It doesn't, like, I don't think her character is built for that. It could be Johnny also recruiting new students. That could be true too, but another one where we just gotta wait or theorize some crazy theories that just so happens to be correct. We'll have to wait and find out. And as this epic Tudum teaser starts to wind down, we get the moment we've all been waiting for. We finally get the face reveal of the one and only Terry Silver entering that epic Cobra Kai dojo. But it's very important to note, there's something very important. He does not look happy to see Kreese. You would think like Kreese looks behind him and sees him, he like smiles immediately. Silver looks pissed off. He just, like, I would have expected him to smile when he first saw Kreese. So, has he been just pissed off at Kreese all this time? Like, you would think, like, a guy who saved your life, you haven't seen him in 30 years, you would just be so happy to see him. But, it could be, they might just be waiting to show it, but he looks pissed off at Kreese when we first see him. And then directly after that, we see Silver going ham on the punching bag, so Silver obviously is going to stay. I mean, I think that was a given. I think another concern many have for Terry in the past was that we didn't know if he was going to keep up on his training or not, but I think the simple answer to that is yes, capital yes, he has. He looks badass going up against that bag. He is out for blood. He is out for blood. And another thing I forgot to mention when we first see Silver is that he looks like he's still rich. I mean, I don't know what classifies as really nice clothes, but they look really nice. His clothes look really nice, so I'm assuming he's still the rich, very rich billionaire that we all know and love. And then we get Daniel and Amanda enjoying a glass of wine and talking about the insanity of having the safety of their family depending on winning a child's karate tournament. And when you stop and think about it, it is pretty damn crazy that this is actually happening to them. And last but certainly not least, we get the big reveal of the exact release date. And that release date is December 31st. I personally, I'm the first to say I did not guess this correct, unfortunately. But in my opinion, it's a perfect release date. I mean, TCK has said this before. Start the year off with Cobra Kai, which we did on January 1st, back in early 2021. End the year on Cobra Kai, December 31st, 2021 for Season 4. It's picture perfect, and as well as it avoids the craziness of being smack dab in the middle of the holidays. And for that, as a content creator, and I'm sure everyone else will admit this too, we're thankful that it's not right around Christmas time, because the holidays are already hectic with buying gifts for people, going to see all your family, all these events. But if you add making content onto that list, it would just be so hectic. So I'm thankful. December 31st, I cannot wait. Best New Year's plans I could have ever asked for. But with that being said, guys, that'll do it for this epic, absolutely epic breakdown of the Season 4 Tudum teaser. I'm still in shock for all that we were able to get in this teaser. It was absolutely amazing. I mean, I'm pretty sure I say this after every time we get any sort of Cobra Kai Season 4 news, big or small. Every time we get some news, it just completely adds on to the excitement that I already have for this season. It just keeps upping the ante. It just keeps upping the ante. It's going to be incredible. I literally cannot. I don't think I've ever been as excited for anything in my life than I am for this season. It's going to be absolutely epic. Empire Strikes Back of Cobra Kai. Give your thoughts and opinions down below, guys, on what you thought of this Tudum trailer. Also give your thoughts on the breakdown that I did. What did I miss? Did I miss anything? Be sure to let me know in the comments section below. I love hearing your comments. I really do appreciate them. So you guys know what to do next. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and hit that subscribe button if you want to stay updated on Cobra Kai and Karate Kid content. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.